the old adage is next man up. You have to embrace what's going on, and you just have to go out there and play Knicks basketball, and that starts on the defensive end of the court. But it's going to be a tough time to try to hold on to where we at, just because of so many guys are out. So if anybody can do it, these guys can. They play hard, they play together, and they should be excited about the opportunity.
Janae, what do you think? Because, I mean, if you think about it also, everybody's making – it's obviously a really big deal that you have Trae Young out on the other side, right? So –
yeah, it's true. I mean, a couple of their opponents have had some of their star players out. And for me, when I think about the Knicks, I know that they're missing a lot of their star power, but they're one of the few teams that play with the identity of their coach. We literally talked about it on NBA today. And they're right now currently sitting, I believe, at 4th in the East. They have – look, I believe in orange and blue skies. If this team were healthy, they'd be right there knocking on the door of Tier 1, because the Celtics are – best in class in the NBA right now, right? But Tier 1.5, they are the Bucks and the Knicks. And when healthy, they are probably one of the hardest teams to play in basketball because of the identity of Coach Thibodeau, because of how they really prioritize defense, and because, I know he's not available. Jalen Brunson has been one of the most fun people for me to watch, period. Yeah. And I really took note of this in a different way. I believe he was talking to Luka Doncic was talking to JJ Redick, and JJ asked him, when did you realize that Jalen Brunson was that guy? And he said, when we were in the playoffs and I was out for a game or two, he took over like it was nobody's business. Every year in the playoffs, somehow Jalen Brunson gets better, right? There's just this amazing story that is happening that is resurging the squad, and it's not necessarily tied to one player, but it's tied to mindset. And so if we're going to go off of mindset, this is a team that I think has the toughness, the wherewithal, and also, let's be real. I mean, I've not been there with these legends in the game in Madison Square Garden to watch, but you can see through the TV screens that the energy is palpable. The fans are willing them to compete hard alongside their coach, Thibodeau, alongside themselves. These are the identity of these players. So it would be such a bummer if the Knicks slipped to the play-in. If they stay in the playoffs and their guys get healthy, my goodness, New York will be on fire.
I'm telling you. Mr. Monroe, does this get you excited to watch what the Knicks are doing right now? And, I mean, as Janae is talking about the energy, you can feel it even through the TV, right? It's an exciting time.
Yeah, this is a great time to be a Knicks fan. This is a team that doesn't give up. They play, whistle the last whistle. And they don't give you anything. I think that the acquisition of Donovan and Alex Burke gave them more of an outside presence, and I think that in itself really goes into upper echelon. I think also the fact that like you said, that they usually play like their coach, the identity, defense, and keep coming at you, and when you have a team like that, it's really, really hard to defend against because they've got so many guys that are coming at you. Plus, Brunson has been just unbelievable. But when you get back Randall, and OG, when you talk getting those guys back, not even mention Robinson coming back, hopefully by the end of the year, this is a pretty formidable team.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we're going to have to talk a little bit more about Jalen Brunson in a second, but we do have a fan waiting backstage to ask a question. So we're going to get Z Reynolds in. What's up, Z? How are you? Uh-oh, you're muted. You got to unmute yourself.
How's it going, guys?
There you go. How are you?
I'm doing well. My question for you guys, obviously the Hawks and Knicks have dealt with some injuries as of late, which you guys have touched on. When stars and major points of production go down, how have teams that you've been on adapted to that? Is it sort of a fill the stats by committee, or is it kind of a next man up mentality? And how do you think the Hawks and Knicks should approach that in this question?
Well, you want me to answer that?
Yeah, you go first, right?
Okay. Exactly what you said is by committee. Everybody had to step their game up. The role players that wasn't getting enough time or getting enough shots, this your stage now. It's time to prove, that you can go out there and fulfill a role that you are brought here, especially Bradonovich and Burks. I'm looking for those two guys to really step up from an offensive standpoint. They're veterans. They've been there before. They've been in this role before where star players on their particular team that they've been on has been out, and they had to step up and fulfill a role. And so I'm looking for those two guys to step up, as well as Deuce. He's been playing great. And it's good to see that he has a lot of confidence and he's fulfilling a role that we need for him to fulfill, especially when Jalen is back. To give Jalen some time on that bench to rest a little bit. So all these guys just have to play at another level. And the way they come out, they play hard, they play together, they all over the court, and that's the way they got to continue to play in order to be successful out there on the court.
Good.
But one of the things that really helps the situation out is the fact that, yes, you got guys that are out, but now you're getting guys that got a chance to get some experience by being in there. And first of all, the Knicks have such a great bench already. So when you add this bench experience down to their game, they're going to be pretty formidable by the end of the year.
Right. Thanks so much, Z. We appreciate you hanging with us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Thanks for asking your question. We have another fan question before I bring in that fan. Fellas, do you mind if I stop down really fast? Because, we got to give the ladies their flowers. Chiney, killing it on the court, off the court. I don't know if you fellas have heard about this, but I have to make sure that we mention this. You were just recently handpicked by the President of the United States, girl. You got to tell us what you're doing right now, because that is such a huge deal, and we definitely want to celebrate you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you. Not to be a major timeout or halftime break in the middle of our amazing game, but yeah, I was recently appointed by President Biden to serve on the committee to help boost engagement for the African diaspora. And I am Nigerian American, born and raised in Houston, Texas, but of Nigerian blood. And basketball has afforded me so much. I'm so grateful. I think we can even see now the tentacles of what the NBA's global game, the international expansion. I mean, there's a reason why the NBA has chosen for Africa to be the only league outside of the US, the Basketball Africa League. It's because there's a great, ability to harvest the talent that is natural on that continent. And so I guess seeing those worlds collide where me, basketball creating a platform for me, the president saying that, hey, there's something special happening on the continent and we need to engage the youth. That's what happened last November. I'm still pinching myself. I just came back from Cote d'Ivoire in January for the African Cup of Nations, which was lit. Like one of the best football competitions. I know we're going down a rabbit hole, but it was Nigeria versus the host country, Cote d'Ivoire, in the final. Cote d'Ivoire won. It's okay. We're all right. Nigeria's still winning. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I have a lot of roles. I wear a lot of hats, from player to broadcaster to now member of the council. But I just think that basketball and sports is just such a beautiful thing that multiple identities can be actualized, realized in real time. Yeah, and it's taken me to the White House. So y'all, anyone's dreams can come true. You never know what this game will bring you.
I'm telling you, man, congratulations. I just had to. I saw that and I'm like, that is insane. And boy, God is so good. I'm telling you, that is a beautiful thing. So thank you for representing, seriously.
No problem.
It reminds me, not to compare, because obviously it's something completely different, but it's really not. Mr. Monroe, I got to talk about, you paved the way for so many HBCU students to go to the next level. We're talking Winston-Salem grad. Yes, you better represent. We see the hat. Yes. So it puts me in that mind frame as Chiney is talking about what she's doing for the country of Africa. And then here you are, being one of those change makers as well.
Well, you do what you can do. It's interesting. I have a school here in the Bronx, and the motto of the school is a book and a ball can help change. And that's so true. And as we go through these different phases and whatnot, it's so important that we look back and we try to bring people along with us as we go. And obviously, the NBA has caught on to that, and they've tried to bring people together. And one of the things I've been really happy about is the fact that, you could go anywhere in the world and everybody knows about the NBA. And it's so funny. I was in China, I was in, Italy, and people knew me. And I hadn't played in 15 years. So, the NBA has pinnacles that reaches all over, and it's going to continue to do that. It's interesting because my daughter is also representing Ghana basketball. So it all falls in the same category. It's great to be a part of it.
Awesome. That is so cool. I love that. All right, we do have another fan we're going to bring on. Kimmy, you could go ahead and come on stage. Thank you so much for hanging with us. Kimmy, what's up? How are you? Do you have a question?
Hi. Well, one, I want to say, John, I went to Oklahoma State when you were there, so we're both very young, but I loved Oklahoma State basketball, and I had front row seats as a student, so I don't know if you could get those at Gallagher-Iba now. But my question for you is, thinking back to the 80s and 90s, there's a lot of debate whether NBA players could thrive today in that style of basketball from the 90s, and I just want to see what you thought about that.
Oh, no question. It's a different game. To me, I think basketball, players from all eras can play in any era. Is that where you have some of the players that you see on the court playing back in the 90s compared to what you see now? Probably not so, because the game is a little different, a little bit more up tempo. The big body guys that played back then probably will have trouble in the way they spread the court and where you have to cover a little bit more from the outside. But from a guard standpoint and small forwards, yes, you can play in this era, any era. But the game was like a lot tougher back then. It was more physical. It was more of an inside-outside game, whereas this is more, one-on-one, drive to the basket, kick it out, drive to the basket, kick it out. You really don't have the premium post-up players. You probably got a few of them here, and you think of the Joker. He's the most dominant one that I can think of, and him and Embiid. When Embiid do get down in that post, he's virtually unstoppable. So, but the bigger guys probably will have trouble in today's game, but from a guard and small forward standpoint, no problem.
Thank you. And Chiney, big love to you for everything you do.
Oh, wow. Not the hearts popping up. I love it. How do you do that? I got to update my computer. What the heck?
I love that.
That is so cool.
Appreciate you, Kimmy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. None of us can get it to we're like, hello.
I know, right?
Sorry, new Mac stuff. It does that.
Oh, I love that. Thanks so much, Kimmy. We appreciate it. All right. Now it's time for one of our Hang fan polls. All you have to do is click the check mark icon in the chat to participate in the poll. The question is, the poll is getting ready to pop up here in just a second. Which team do you think will be winning at halftime? Click in the poll which team you think will be winning at halftime. It's going to be the Knicks or it's the Hawks. We know what our panel's probably going to vote on, but you never know. Just click your answer. And as we're waiting on the results, I want to remind everybody that during tonight's hang, we're giving you winning at halftime. Authenticate your experience. If you want to get started on that after you finish answering the poll, all you have to do is just scan the QR code that you'll see pop back up at the top right hand of your screen. Or you can click on the top tier Authentics link ad on the top right, all right? You'll then be able to rewatch key highlights from tonight's hang and redeem future hang benefits. All right, the results are in. The Knicks winning at halftime, 86%. Hawks, 13%. Okay, did they get it right? Y'all got to let me know. Did they pick right? John, did they pick right?
I said I would think so.
Okay.
They down right now, but that basketball is a game of runs, so we'll be fine.
Got it. Okay, Chiney, what do you think?
Look, slow and steady wins the race. This year, the Knicks have converted me as a fan. Orange and blue skies, they're going to win.
Yeah, there you go.
Mr. Monroe, I'm assuming they picked right.
I know they picked right. And that bench of the Knicks, they're stunning. And they're going to stun the Hawks.
There you go. Okay, so earlier we were talking about Jalen Brunson, and we have to dig into that a little bit more. Kendrick Perkins asked the question. He said, "Can you start putting Brunson in the same category in conversations as some of the greats like the Bradley Beals, the Jalen Browns?" I really want to know what you guys think, because John, you and Brunson are a little bit, you have similarities, If you think about it, Brunson was drafted 33rd in the second round. You went undrafted, became an all-star. So there are a lot of similarities there.
Yeah, he's a very tough competitor. I loved him ever since I watched him at Villanova. He was a focal point of that team, for those two national championship teams, him, DiVincenzo, and Hart. And now we have them together here. And he continued to lead. That's why I respect so much about him is his leadership and his toughness. He just a gritty point guard. He's a throwback to the old school point guards. Obviously, he grew up, watching basketball, and so he got a chance to be around all these great point guards as his father was. And so he understands the game, understands the flow of the game, understands, how to lead a team. And Dallas lost is our game. That's all I got to say.
And I'm in Dallas. So I'm sick about. I'm in Dallas. I'm so sick about that. I'm not even gonna.
I know.
No. Okay, John. I know you have to get out of here.
Yeah.
You're getting ready. You have something you have to do down there. So thank you so much.
I'll see you in a minute.
All right. We'll be watching you. We'll be checking you out.
Okay.
All right. I gotta ask Mr. Monroe and Chiney that same question. Can we mention Jalen Brunson in the same conversation as the Jalen Browns and the Bradley Beals?
Well, I think in today's game, as today's game goes, obviously, he's doing it. He's actually doing it better at this point. And like John said, he's a leader. He understands the game. That's even more important because when a guy leads you, but also understands the game, it makes it so that he's a real tough competitor. I look at him and I seen him at Villanova. I liked his game. I mean, I couldn't believe that he didn't go in the first round. He was player of the year. And, basketball, if you're player of the year, you've definitely gone in the first round. But he's a guy that I haven't seen smile but 3 times on the court this year. So, he's into it. I mean, he almost plays like he has a chip on his shoulder. But he understands the game. He knows how to get other guys involved in the game, but also by even controlling the game. And I think that's really a mark that he control the game and keep guys happy because you got the ball so much. Right. But they believe in him, and when the other teammates believe in you, it makes your job that much easier.
Good, I love that. Janae, what do you think?
So you're saying that this was what my boy Kendrick Perkins said?
Yes. Yeah, he always starting stuff, girl.
When did he say this?
It was on, where was he? Hold on, look, we have to check our references. Give me just a second. He asked the question on, I cannot remember. I had it written down. You know what? I'm gonna look it up and I'll find it for you.
Oh no, it's okay. Because he be tweeting something about the Knicks every day. So I was like, does he have Twitter fingers right now? Was it a week ago? Either way, he's gonna be confused.
Oh no, it was actually a couple weeks ago where he asked the question.
Okay, yeah, no, Kendrick Perkins, my guy. So I sit with him at least 3 days a week, and he's right. You said Jalen Brown, right? And Bradley Beal?
Yes.
Those two guys. Now, let me just preface with this. Jalen Brown, I'm a huge fan of. We're of the Pac-12, Cal, Hooper, love that. Bradley Beal, big fan too, mid-range. Need him to make this big 3 push in Phoenix.
Yeah.
and I say this with the most respect possible, Jalen is the go-to on his team. Jalen Brunson. Jaylen Brown, Bradley Beal may not necessarily have that same energy behind them as the go-tos because they play alongside some of the greats in Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Jason Tatum, right?
Right.
Jalen is the go-to here for New York.
Yes.
And so you absolutely, based off of what we have seen, especially this season, becoming an all-star when they were healthy, we'd be talking about this team like, I'm pretty sure if they're healthy, we'd be saying, put him in that MVP conversation. Mind you, when we talk about MVP conversations, I need us to have like a limit because some people say top 3 conversation. I know some people's MVP conversations are more fluid.
Right.
Is it a 10? Is it a 15 deep? But regardless of how long it is, if this team were healthy completely and they kept going at the trajectory, we would be saying this guy has been one of the best stories of the NBA, and he's producing as a go-to in ways that maybe guys like Jaylen Brown and Bradley Beal aren't required to do.
Yeah. Look, I love that you're saying that. Think about it. I mean, he was the reason why he carried the entire team to in the playoffs last year. He scored 41 game 6 of the playoffs, toe-to-toe with Jimmy Butler of the Heat last year. I mean, like, the man is doing his thing, and he's just going to keep elevating. You know what I mean? So, but yes, we were sad to lose him for Dallas. I'm very, very depressed about that. Do you think this conversation would still be the same if he were in Dallas playing with Luka?
No, and that's not a knock on it. It just is you're playing alongside someone that a lot of people could say is an MVP too this year in Luka Doncic. And again, I go back to there's levels to this and how you want to pursue championships, right? Luka is pursuing a championship. He's got Kyrie now, right? And what they're building, they got a little help in the front court. That's their path to a championship. Jalen has his own path that is honestly more well-rounded because Luka is one of the top-tier talents. You have some of the best backcourt players there, but they're almost a little bit more top-heavy than the Knicks, who are constructed as an overall team from point guard to wing. And so I think those decisions are hard. And I think a lot of people were saying like, oh, okay, Brunson to the Knicks a couple years ago. How is this going to shake out? Well, now they're back on top when healthy, and we're fingers crossing this all the way to the postseason.
Nah, great point of view. Great perspective. I love that. I see somebody backstage we need to bring on, you guys. 14-year NBA veteran, played 5 seasons with the New York Knicks in 2010, in 2011, then again in 2012 to 2014. We got to bring him on in. Come on stage, Mr. Raymond Felton. What's up, Ray?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Good. You hear some of this good conversation we're having?
Oh, man, I'm listening to all of it, man. It's been nothing but great. Having fun listening to y'all.
Yes, I love that. Well, I mean, Ray, you played with the Knicks 2012, 2013. Well, a lot of fans are actually comparing this year's team to when you guys played. So how do you think the teams would stack up if everybody was healthy playing that game?
I mean, obviously, I'm going with my boys, man. We, Knicks take, baby. I'm rocking with my team, but this Knicks team, man, with the injuries they got, it's unfortunate right now. They was one of the teams that I was looking at to come out of the East this year. They're very tenacious on defense. They play well together offensively, and they got a bunch of guys who cares about winning. They don't care about scoring. They don't care about who's the man. They just out there to win. So, they did a great job of putting these guys together. Just unfortunate the injuries that we have right now.
Gotcha. I appreciate that. Well, check this out. We got to switch gears just for a second. Boston Celtics on fire, obliterated the Warriors by 52, which was absolutely insane, y'all. 7-game winning streak. I mean, are they the top team in the NBA?
I mean, you got to say they are. They got the best record, overall, and they're playing the best basketball right now. They're playing at a high level offensively and defensively. And adding Drew Holiday to that team just changed the whole dynamic of that team defensively. They was already a pretty good defensive team, but to add him to it, that makes them even better. That makes them a great defensive team. And you already know they got the firepower offensively. And if they stay healthy, they're gonna be a tough out for somebody.
Yeah, Mr. Monroe, I heard you about to say something too. What are your thoughts?
No, my thoughts are basically the same thing as Felton's. They're a team that can beat you inside and outside. They've got some great outside shooters. I see them, as far as rebounding is concerned, doesn't look like they're a great rebounding team, but when you look at the stats, you'll see that they out-rebound most teams that they play. And they get with Porzingis there, he generally starts out really hot and cools off, and then the other guys start to pick it up. So they have a good balance of how they play the game. And their coach, I think really does a great job in inserting guys at the right time and keeping the pressure on the other teams.
Yeah, good point. Great point. Shanae, I got to let you chime in.
Yeah.
It was tough.
But, okay, so right now, look, it's between the Celtics and the Nuggets. And what we're seeing are two teams with two different pressures. The Nuggets are coming off of a championship. I watched early in maybe the first quarter or half of the season. There were some games on the road, let's just say the first quarter of the season for the Nuggets, that they lost some uncharacteristic road games. And I called it championship hangover. And I think that they know what it takes to go the distance. And they also know, God bless the Miami Heat for making it out of the play-in to the playoffs to the NBA Finals. But there's a chance that they might be going up against a Celtic squad that is firing on all cylinders. And they're playing like, I hate to say it, like hell hath no fire than a woman scorned. They're playing like a woman scorned out there. You know what I mean? Like they're out here taking things personal. You saw what they did. You saw what they did to the Warriors. They're trying to build as much confidence in that they can make it to the finals and take down a team like the Nuggets. So I see the Celtics are handling the business the way they're supposed to. But to me, the Nuggets are still the favorites to win it all behind Jokic, who's probably is the favorite for MVP. They're neck and neck, and both are doing exactly like the Nuggets don't want to run out of gas, and they'll get there. And then the Celtics are building themselves up to finally bring a championship back. Again, was it number 18?
Yeah. I love how you said playing like a woman scored. The fellas know what that is. The fellas have all experienced that. They definitely get it. All right, we have another fan question. We're going to bring Anthony on stage. Anthony, what's your fan question? We're going to get you unmuted real quick. Get that mute button. There you go. Hey, Anthony,
Sorry about that.
with us. Yep.
Mr. Monroe, I want to take you back first before I ask my question. 1970s, I'm in my parents' bedroom, a 9-inch black and white TV with the two rabbit ears, watching you and Walt Frazier and Willis Reed and Bill Bradley. And, and my question is it was amazing to watch you guys when I was a kid. And your dribbling style, your spinning style, the no-look pass, to my knowledge, there wasn't anybody at that time who was doing that. So how did you invent that? Was that always the way? Did somebody teach you? Did you see it? How did you come across that way?
Well, first of all, I'm from Philadelphia, and we play ball in Philly. I just picked things up, and things that were good I kept, and things that weren't good I kind of discarded. But I was all about trial and error, and my game itself was not a game that was like the standard game that guys played at the time. And even going to college, I was happy to go to a Winston-Salem because the coach there let me play my game. And I was fortunate enough to get to the Bullets, and Gene Shue, the coach there, fortunate enough again to play my game.
Was going to Winston-Salem a factor in that you knew you could play the way you wanted to play? or was that
No.
you didn't find that out until you got there?
No, I didn't have a scholarship on Winston-Salem. I went down there. I thought I had a scholarship, but I found out when I got there that, you know, we had to make the team. So played my first year, and at least the first half of the year. And once I started playing, I decided I wasn't going to play anymore, and I started to, you know, play a little bit more out there. I was going to leave, but they told me, you know, I wasn't playing, so I was going to leave. And they finally let me play, and I went from 23 a game to 30 a game to 42 a game. So it was good for me all the way around. My style of play was something that other people didn't like. You know, I remember the scouts, they coming out and they would say, "Oh, he's a hot dog, and he's this and he's that." But at the same time, we were always winning. We won the national championship my senior year. So
it's incredible watching you use your pivot foot, and how you could continue to move and get better angles was just something to behold. You know, as a 10-year-old kid watching you on TV. So just wanted to say it's a great pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you much.
See, Anthony, that's what the hang experience is all about. What are the chances of you getting to talk yourself to Earl the Pearl, right?
It's unbelievable. You know, and tonight I'm a 10-year-old kid.
Exactly. I love that. What were you going to say, Chiney? Go ahead.
I have to run back to studio, but I've had a blast with y'all. And honestly, I am grateful to speak and be on the same platforms as legends. And also, Raymond, I was a fan of your game too. Okay. So came up watching you hoop. So I am grateful. And Jade, you are the queen of all hangs. So
thank you. We love you, Chiney. Thank you so much. We definitely appreciate you and taking your time. Keep being fabulous, okay?
Right back at you. I'm just trying to keep up with you, sis.
Okay. I love you. Thank you.
Bye, you guys.
Bye. Mr. Monroe, I want to ask you really fast. It's funny that he was bringing up your style because the Pan American Games, what was it, 1967? They didn't choose you. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, because of your style of play. Do you remember the exact quote that they used of why they didn't choose you?
Well, they said it was too black.
2 street, 2 playground, and 2 black. I said, but you had to go prove them wrong. You had to let them know y'all should have picked me, right?
I thought they should. I led we won, and I led my team in scoring even. And I'm the only one that didn't get picked.
Which is insane. But you know what? Some people can't handle the sauce. That's all we have to say. Some people can't handle the sauce. But you literally were the ones that made the game. Look, you were a showboater before showboating was a thing and didn't even mean to.
Well, you're so kind. Thank you.
We love that. All right. Well, here's what we're about to do right now, because at Hang, we love to give away merchandise. All right. So we are going to do a giveaway. It's going to be a random giveaway. So in about a minute, you will check the bottom left of your screen. All right. And you're going to have a chance to win an autographed basketball autographed by Mr. Raymond Felton himself. So keep your eyes close to the bottom left of your screen. And when that pop-up comes in, it'll say, hit this button where you can enter to win. All right. So Ray, this is what we're going to do. Do you actually you have a basketball with you, right, Ray?
I have it, but I don't have it on me right this second. I got it though.
Okay, Ray, go run and can you go run and get it? Because we need you to sign it live.
Oh, you want me to sign it live? Okay.
I want you to sign it live.
All right, well, give me a second.
Okay, Ray is getting ready to go and sign that live. So what we're going to do is, as he signs it live, Top Tier Authentics will be placing a certificate of authenticity on the ball, so you can actually scan the code and be able to relive this moment with Raymond signing live right here on Hang, because that's what Top Tier Authentics is all about. Making sure that the autographs that you get are 150% authentic. So while we're waiting on Ray to get back, I got to ask you, Mr. Monroe, I know athletes always exchange autographs, right? What autograph do you have that means the most to you? Or who is the most famous person or your favorite athlete that actually signed something for you?
Well, I don't really have any, to tell you the truth. And that came from when I was a young kid, and I was going to the Warriors back in those days. It was the Warriors, Philadelphia Warriors that were playing, and they were playing the Boston Celtics. And I went up and I saw these kids asking Bill Russell for his autograph.
What?
And then, hey, Bill, can I have your autograph? And first of all, I thought it was strange because they were calling this guy Bill. And, you know, Mr. Russell, they called him Bill. And Bill shook him off. And I felt embarrassed. You know, after that, I would go up and ask him for an autograph after that. And I never did, you know. And it's interesting that one of the fans that we went to, you know, he said, I heard that you didn't, you know, get my autograph back in the day. Do you want it now? I said, no, that would just make the minute. So, so I don't have it.
So you never got his autograph.
Never got his autograph.
Oh my!
And I grew up a Boston fan.
Say it one more time.
I grew up a Boston Celtic fan.
Oh my gosh, what a great story though. Oh, you always have the best stories. No, we love that. We love that. Okay, so Ray is back, you guys. He is back with the basketball. So live right here on Hang, he's gonna start the basketball for us. And someone is gonna get an opportunity to win this autographed ball. After he signs it, we are actually gonna have him hold it up. Let's check him out. I think he's writing a message on there too.
Oh yeah. Gotta put Go Knicks on there too.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Hold it up in the camera. Let's check it out. Woo! Y'all, I'm telling you, again, whoever wins this ball is actually going to get a certificate of authenticity on the ball, so you can scan the code and be able to read it with Raymond signing it live right here on Hang, because that's what they do at Top Tier Authentics. And we have to say congratulations to the Sliders and Curveball podcast, who actually won the ball. Congratulations. That is so awesome. I love that Top Tier Authentics does that, because I can't even lie. How many times have we gotten something autographed and not really sure if it's authentic or not? So, Ray, I was just asking Mr. Monroe his autograph story, his favorite autograph. So you got to share with us, who signed something for you that is just like your top autograph of all time?
My top autograph of all time? Oh, man. So many teammates that I play with that I wanted their jerseys just to have and just to, you know, put up in my house at some point. You know, I haven't even done that yet. I really can't narrow it down to one. I really can't. But what I need, though, I need the GOAT's jersey, though. I need his jersey signed so I can put it up on my wall.
Mr. Monroe, the pressure's on. He's talking about you right now.
Yes, I am. I need that jersey. I need that jersey signed, sealed, and delivered, please.
It's all good.
I appreciate it.
You know, you know, Ray played on a Knicks team that I thought was a really, really good Knicks team. I thought it was going to be a championship team. And, you know, we had a problem here in New York, is that we always took our good teams and broke them up. And that's what happened to him, you know. Yeah. So I always thought about what he was doing, you know, and appreciate you, bro.
Man, I appreciate the words. That means a lot coming from a Hall of Famer, a GOAT, somebody that I admired, you know, you as a guard, as a point guard, just a guard god, should I say. That means everything to me, you know. Just being with the Knicks, man, was probably some of the best time of my career. You know, just the atmosphere, just playing with the guys that I played with. You know, we did have a chance. You know, injuries and just, you know, unfortunate things happen, you know, during that time for us. But yeah, man, I wish they would have kept us together at least another 2 or 3 years just to see what we could have done.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love when we are able to give people their flowers while they're still here. So I know, Ray, you'll never forget this moment as well. We're always so honored to have Mr. Monroe on. All right, we have another fan question really quick. Lizzie, you can go ahead and jump on and ask your fan question. Thanks for hanging with us. She's going to figure out the mute button.
Hi, guys. This is a family affair here.
It's a family affair because, Pearl, last time I saw you,
I can't hear.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
It was 1972 outside the Seattle Center Coliseum. You and Clyde were walking to a car, long coats on, and we came running up for autographs, and we said, hey, Clyde, Pearl, can we get your autograph? You said, that's not us. That's not us. We pointed the other way. But I got to see you guys at 72 team with Willis and you two and DeBuscher and Bradley and all that, those guys. It was a thrill, and I'm thrilled to be able to say hello to you.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. You know, they had big fights in Seattle.
There were some scrappy guys on that team. Pete Cross, Don Kogis, Spencer Haywood, Lenny. There were a lot.
Yeah.
There were a lot of guys, but it was a thrill to see you that night. It's a thrill to see you looking so good here today.
Oh, that's so cool.
I appreciate you, man. And hi.
You say hi?
That's one of the greatest players ever to play right there, Earl Monroe.
I really do have
questions. Winston-Salem. All right.
I have
and
a couple.
the Baltimore Bullets, as they were called.
Right.
In
That's right.
Enjoy this.
Okay, I do have a couple questions for you guys. If you don't mind, can I do two, Jade? Is that okay?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So LeBron just recently crossed the 40,000 point threshold. Can you guys put that in perspective? And what do you think his longevity is? How much longer is he going to be playing?
Wow. Ray, you want to hit that?
I'm sorry, I can't hear anything. I couldn't hear anything. What was said? Please tell me.
Jade, do you want to repeat it?
Yeah. So she was saying that LeBron just hit the 40,000 threshold, 40,000 point threshold.
Yes.
So can you put that into perspective?
I mean, for everything he's accomplished on and off the court, just everything that he's continued to do at his age and at the amount of years that he's played, and just to see him playing at such a high level. I mean, the guy looks like he just got into the NBA, and he's been playing over 20-some years. He's the same age as me. He's 39 years old. So, I mean, it just shows that just shows greatness, and just shows a guy, a young man who had a dream, who had aspirations, and I mean, he just did it better than the most, should I say. I know everybody keep talking about this GOAT conversation. I don't even get into it because, it's different GOATs for different eras, should I say.
That's a good point.
And I don't get into that. There's a lot of GOATs. We on live right now with a GOAT. So, I don't get into that GOAT conversation. But to put it into perspective, I mean, it's just the icing on the cake to his career, just to accomplish something like that, 40,000 points, over 10K and everything else. I mean, that's something that's never been done. So it's amazing.
Yeah. He's been amazing. It's interesting. I remember his first year, and we were talking at the rookie transition. This is before he gets to the league, and he was like a young man at that time. He was only 17, I think. To accomplish this in this day and time is just unbelievable. I mean, you can't do anything but take your hat off to him. He's been not only a great player, but he's been a great role model, for kids as well. And I'm just so happy for him.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. So my next question is actually a GOAT continuation question. It's Women's History Month. I was hoping to ask this when Chiney was still on, but talk about Caitlin Clark, right? I mean, that's amazing. Yeah. What do you think, the future holds for her? She declared for the WNBA. Like, how do you think she's going to change the game at the next level? Or can she? Like, what is it that, taking that next step from college to pro?
Oh, they're going to have to start picking her up at the end line. Well, she can shoot it from deep, I mean, she's unbelievable. I mean, the shots that she makes, I mean, her understanding of the game, even in her drives, I mean, she does incredible type of things. And He's a pleasure to look at, I tell you. And you know she's going to shoot it, but you can't, and that's a mark of a great player.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, thank you guys. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. No, I love what you said, Mr. Monroe, about Caitlin Clark. Unbelievable to watch her. So fun to watch her do what she's doing. And that is an interesting question of how does that translate? I mean, and you guys know, going from college to actually playing professional, it's a completely different level. And even though she plays excellent where she is, how does that transition for even? Do you remember you guys with the transition going into the professionals?
Yes. I mean, let me go back to her. Let me give her flowers. I kind of heard what the GOAT was saying about her, and so I kind of figured that's who everybody was talking about. For some reason, I can't hear the fans that come in and they ask the questions. But I mean, she's done nothing but amazing things in college for the things she's accomplished. Let me give her flowers and say congratulations. I mean, you're definitely one of the best to do it at the college level, if not the best. And I look forward to seeing her in the WNBA because, I mean, that transition is different. But the way she plays, I mean, I think it's gonna be easy for her. But that transition from the college level to the NBA is, when I was in college, it gave me confidence. Winning that national championship, giving myself that confidence that I feel like I can play at this next level. But at the same time, you're still nervous. You're still playing against the best of the best. You're playing against guys that you look up to. But now I got to go at you. So, it's just so many feelings that you have. You're definitely going to have butterflies. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be, I can't say scared because I was never a person that was scared of anything. But I definitely have my share of butterflies and just, my moments of, oh, man, I used to look at this guy. I mean, I love this guy as a point guard, but I got to make a name for myself, so I got to go at him tonight. So, it's nerve-wracking, but it's also a true blessing to be able to play with the elite of the elite at that level and be considered a pro.
Which is really a funny thought because, when you're playing and you're watching these guys and now all of a sudden you're standing across from them and there's a nervousness. I want to ask you both this. Was there ever one player that for the first time you're standing across from them and you're like, oh, shoot, like I really got who was that one player?
I think. Well, go ahead to go.
Okay, you got the thought going.
My person was Allen Iverson. Mine was AI, and he was already a bunch of years in the league at that point. So, but still, just how iconic he was, and watching him as a kid and having that opportunity to play against him, man, it was so fun. I cherish that to this day. So that was my person.
That's so cool. All right, what about you, Mr. Monroe?
Probably Oscar Robertson.
Ooh.
Being from Philly, you have to understand too. Back when I played, and I was coming out of college, they were only a handful of NBA teams, and so you didn't have. And the guys that were in the NBA, we used to play against in the summertime, so it wasn't a big thing, in terms of this guy or that guy. 5, 6, he's 225. I'm coming into the league at 170 pounds. So he just did it, and he controlled the game. He passed to get his assist average together, and then he took over the game in the latter part as far as his scoring is concerned. So he was a guy that I let me just relate one story to you right quick.
Love it.
A guy named Eddie Miles that he played for Detroit, and went to Detroit. Eddie Miles held me to 0 points. I was 0 for 5, because he started playing me out near half court. So we come back to Baltimore to play, and I'm practicing with Gus Johnson, another tough guy. And I'm practicing backing guys down and taking a shot from there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got 42 against him when he came to Baltimore. This is only like 5 days later. And so he said, Earl, you're tough. I said, only averaging 21 against you, guy. 2 games, 22 points.
That is, I told you, Mr. Monroe had the best stories. I'm telling you, he has the best stories. Oh my goodness. Look, okay. I have tons of questions I can ask you, but real quick, I got to remind everybody that we hope you're having fun on today's hang. Make sure you're following us on social media to stay in the know on upcoming events, talent updates, giveaways. You can also click the ad on the bottom of the screen to go directly to Let's Hang Live Instagram page, but we want to make sure that you guys are staying connected with us on social media. Okay, so make sure you go follow us right now. Look, Mr. Monroe, it was so funny. I heard you doing all that trash talking. I was gonna say to both of you, who is the best trash talker on the court that you played against? Because I love the trash talking.
Oh, probably Calvin Murphy. Because Murph was 5'9", but Murph had a reputation of knocking out guys who were 6'9". So he talked a lot of trash, and Murph was, he was a heck of a guy, and but he talked a lot of trash, about getting him. You can't get this, you can't get that. What do you mean?
And standing at 5'9", we love it. We love it. All right, what about you, Ray? Who's the best trash talker you ever played against?
Oh man, when I first came in the league, I have to say Sam Cassell. I have to say Sam Cassell. It wasn't like, I'm gonna give you a quick story with Sam. Sam, my rookie year, I'm playing for the Charlotte Bobcats, and I think he was playing with the Los Angeles Clippers at the time. This man was posting me up. He scored 15 straight on me in the first quarter. He was posting me up and talking junk and talking to me, telling me what he was about to do to me the whole time in the post. Sam Cassell about 6'4", 6'4 and a half, whatever, and he was just talking junk to me and just scoring on me. I was so mad, but ain't nothing I could do about it. And then before I left out the league, I had to get at Patrick Beverly.
Okay.
Also got beat up with it. Hacking.
Oh man, yeah, he gonna get his fouls. You can believe that.
No doubt.
All right, we have another fan really quick. Evan, we're gonna put you on stage and let you ask your question. How are you? Thanks for hanging with us, Evan.
Good, thank you. I have two questions, one for Mr. Monroe, the other for Mr. Felton. Pearl, here's my all Philly PA team of all time, and I wonder if you would agree or disagree. Wilt at center, you and Kobe at the guards, Rasheed Wallace, and I don't know how many people know, but Pete Maravich was born in Pennsylvania.
Really? Didn't know that.
Yeah. And I know you played with some all-time greats in Philly. I'd love to know, would that be your starting five?
If Pete's from Philly, I'm with him. I mean, I'll take that group today.
That's great.
Thank you.
All-time favorite, only because I used to wear socks when I was in high school. So he's my all-time favorite. Plus, he still got 72 records on the books. So he's still being thought of.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And then, Mr. Felton, I'm wondering, I had the chance to take a visit of UNC, and it was just an amazing campus. And I'm wondering, when you look back, which did you enjoy the most, playing in college or playing professionally?
Okay, Ray, I'm going to tell you what he said because he had a question for you, Ray. He said,
okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry, I can't hear nothing. Okay.
He said he got a chance to visit the campus of UNC, and so he wanted to know, did you enjoy playing professionally or playing at UNC the most?
Well, playing at UNC was my grind moments, and I grinded when I got into the NBA. It's just a difference. I'm still a kid. I'm still, learning myself, learning how to become a man. So that was the grind part of it, being at Carolina. But it's definitely, was some of my best time. You know, being there, winning the national championship. You know, experiencing the brotherhood of all the Tar Heel alumni. They used to come back. But being in the league was the ultimate goal, the ultimate dream. You know, playing in the NBA, playing, you know, with the best of the best, and going across that stage, hearing your name called, getting drafted, you know, doing all of that. So, I mean, I gotta pick the NBA, but I cannot down being at Carolina. You know, that helped mold me into who I became as a basketball player and who I became as a man. You know, because once you go to college, there's no more mommy and daddy, and you got to learn how to be on your own and become a man, and you know, you got to go grind and go get it yourself. So, you know, I can't down that time being there as well either.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Evan. I also want to say thank you so much, Ray, Mr. Monroe. You guys have been absolutely amazing tonight. Thank you for taking your time. We know how busy you all are, but we enjoy having you on Hang, hearing your stories. And that is what this experience is all about. We don't get to hear these stories. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you can give us your cell phone number. We can call it Ask Tons More Questions, but we're going to keep it right here on Hang, okay? Absolutely amazing. It has been such an honor to have you all on. Also, shouts out to Janae and John for joining us earlier. If you loved hanging with us today, make sure you join us on our upcoming hangs. Go to let'shang.live to get registered. And you can add events to your watch list as well, so you guys will know what we have coming up. Until next time, we hope to see you again soon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all have a good night, all right?
All right, good night.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much.
No problem.